Bushcraft 412 with a review on the Cold Steel Bushman. This knife was a knife I actually wanted for a long time and didn't just pick up until recently. It's not an expensive knife. I think I just never ended up ordering it just because of money and time and just issues, and just didn't feel I needed it that bad to warrant buying it. But I got it this year. I actually got this for Christmas gift. I got this one, I believe, through Cabela's. But you can get this knife through a bunch of different websites. You can get it through Cold Steel directly. Sometimes they have it on their special projects webpage. Neat little knife. I'm not as impressed with it as, you go onto the Cold Steel webpage, they show you all the videos of people doing, chopping and cutting and all these crazy things. The knife's nice, but it's not as nice as in those videos. I mean, you have to remember those are controlled situations where, they have optimal conditions. The beauty of this knife, it's a one-piece hollow handle. The blade is kind of one piece with the handle. The handle is folded over and connected, hollow. What I've done with this one, this is my own little mod here, is I took a piece, you can't see it that great. I took a piece of duct tape and put paracord. I made like a ball of duct tape, and I ran it through the bottom, pulled the duct tape or the paracord through, and pulled it hard until the duct tape wedged into this little hole here. Because there's a little hole here. This is open, so this is not 100% watertight. So if you're going to store things in the hollow handle, you got to be careful. Not 100%. So I got a piece of duct tape in there, which is good because now I have duct tape in an emergency situation. It's wadded up into a ball, but it will still work. I did, kind of roll it more than wad it, so I can definitely use it, and it keeps it in place. I just did just an easy wrap around all the way to the bottom, where there it is. Let me show you how I did this. There is a paracord. Not a paracord, there's a lanyard hole here. And I used some tweezers, forced the paracord into this hole. What I did was I tied a little knot on the other side, and I took, you can see where I burned it, I took a lighter and I just burned it right here to hold the two together so it wouldn't unravel, which actually is held together really good over a couple of trips now. And then I soaked the handle in water, and that tightens up the paracord, so it actually is a very stable handle. It's not coming apart at all yet. I'm sure it's something I'll probably have to redo every season or so, but no big deal. And I corked off the bottom. I took a cork from a wine bottle, and I cut it. I had to cut it and sculpt it a little bit to get it to fit in perfect. I might take a little screw and put a little screw in there so you can pull it out easier, but right now I just, you can dig at it and it'll come out. Right now there's nothing in this knife. I don't have anything to show you. But before a trip, I will load this up with some small stuff. I might put like a little button compass, some fishing hooks, things like that. Nothing big. It won't hold much. But neat little thing. Now, where this knife I have issues with it is performance. This knife is not a great chopper. Not the greatest for small work. This isn't the greatest knife for filleting a fish or skinning a deer. It's just not sharp enough to really process meat. You're better off using a really sharp pocket knife. But it's not the greatest at chopping either. It's not. You're not going to process a knife's worth of wood with this knife without investing a lot of time and effort. It's just not built that way. Which is unfortunate. Is it sharp? Yes. It will take the hair off your arm right out of the box. Really good. It's Cold Steel. Cold Steel generally makes pretty good stuff. I know there's people out there who hate Cold Steel. There's people who love them. I'm one of those people who kind of falls in the middle. I like more their hunting blades as opposed to the kind of outdoor stuff like this. I think their hunting blades are really good. This, just, I've seen some of the destruction tests they've done on this, and this is a really sturdy knife and will last a long time. But performance-wise, you know, for the weight, this is a really heavy knife. I can upgrade to a machete and add a couple ounces and go with a machete, and the machete's going to have much better cutting. I mean, it's kind of part of the problem with this size knife. When you get up above 6 inches, you know, you're getting into the territory where the weight is similar to a machete, but a machete is going to outperform it. And I always have those issues. Do I bring this or do I bring a machete? And 9 times out of 10, the machete wins out because you have a lot more capabilities with the machete, and then you just throw a really sharp pocket knife in your pocket. But say you just don't have the room to carry it. Say you just want to carry what you want on your belt. You don't want to walk around with a machete. People look at you funny. Overall, nice knife. Quality is good. You know, it's one piece. It's not going to break on you. The destruction tests on the internet are amazing. You know, what this knife can withstand. But performance, you know, for weight, you know, I'd rather take a machete. If I don't have a machete, would this be better? Yes, you know, this would be, you know, like my second or third choice as for a knife. But I would rather bring a machete and a pocket knife than this. Now, if I just can't bring a machete, I don't have the room, I don't have the space, I could definitely bring this in a pocket knife or this in like a skinning knife, and it would make a really good set. But overall, good knife. The sheath is okay. I do like the little pocket in the front where you can put stuff in there, because I do have a sharpening stone that fits in there perfect. And then I do have ceramic rods as well. I use to touch up the edges after I sharpen them, so I can fit my stone and the ceramic rods in there. And even throw in like a fire starter or two. You know, the ferro rods, put a couple of them in there, and it's actually good to go. It's a nice little way to store those little things. Sheath's okay, nothing special. I wish it was the dangly kind so that it would rotate on your belt, but it's not. But it'll work. I may replace it with a Kydex. I've been making my own Kydex sheets, and I may replace it, but we'll see. Any other ideas? If you guys have ideas on better ways to wrap the handle, I'm definitely would like to see. There's not a lot of videos on wrapping the handles out there, and there's not a lot of videos on this knife, period. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them. And thanks for watching. This is Bushcraft 412.